Hey, how's it going today? It's Frankie here and I'm here with Funny Fridays. Before I go into the movie, I just wanted to say I was going to do a TV show Thursdays yesterday, but I watched the first episode. It is called Black Doves, but I did watch it. I fell asleep halfway through the second episode because there was a lot that went on here, so I didn't get much sleep and stuff like that. So yeah, I fell asleep during it. So not very I would say professional because I'm not doing this as a job, but it's not, I should really, probably not have started watching it if I was too tired anyway. So it's not very wise of me. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. At least I'm here for Funny Fridays, and I was gonna go to see my daughter today, but my partner rearranged it for tomorrow. So yeah, there will be no Sci-Fi Saturdays, and I won't get to watch the Champions League final. But it doesn't matter about that. I can always do Sci-Fi Sundays anyway. Whatever plans I've got, I mean, I'll let you know on the day after, wherever if there's any plans happening. But I should be able to do a Sci-Fi Sundays. Anyways, on to the movie review now. This movie is called Metal Lords, and I'm really not sure what to feel about this movie. At first I thought it was funny. It looked funny, sounded funny. The trailer was actually not too bad. The characters were perfect for a movie like this, but they just weren't funny. It almost felt like every single scene in this movie, it's like they just woke up and they're like, oh man, I don't know, what are you going to do for this band, man? And yeah, it is about two friends, Kevin and Hunter, that, are into heavy metal, right? And they want an extra person to join their band, or extra persons to join their band for Battle of the Bands or something like that. And they have their struggles. There's odd scenes where it made me smile with a tiny bit of a chuckle, but it wasn't really anything by it. I mean, they had a scene where Kevin was playing the drums and the neighbour said, shut the F up, and Dr. Nix comes in, who is like the head of, I think he's the head of the wellness centre, where, Hunter goes to after he has some sort of outburst at school involving Emily, which I'll get onto soon. And, the Dr. Nix also says, oh, this car's a piece of whatever. Could have made me laugh a little bit there, but didn't. And and the bullies as well, where they keep bullying what's his name, Hunter, especially in the club, and the band is playing, and they sort of push Hunter into that makes him break something like a keyboard or something like that, and him and Kevin sort of fall out because he always cares about himself, and he's being a complete a-hole to people, especially towards Emily as well, just simply because Kevin kind of turned up late, and Hunter thought that Kevin was spending more time with his girlfriend Emily than the band, and that's when he kind of quits it. And Hunter sort of has issues with his dad as well, where he just, because I think he got arrested for something, and and his dad doesn't approve, and he sort of said something to his dad where kind of had like an argument. He wasn't happy with his dad when there was like him and Kevin with two other dudes, and they were just trying to do a role-playing game, and that they tried to make it funny, but it wasn't. It's quite disappointing because the characters are perfect, and not to mention this Hunter character kind of looks like Marcus Monroe from TikTok and YouTube. If you haven't watched his stand-up, it is funny. I mean, just the train one, because he's on the subway, I think in New York. Yeah, he's funny. You should check him out. He is hilarious. And yeah, I actually thought that was him for a second, to be honest. And then I feel like there's not really anybody that stands out in this show. I think maybe Dr. Nix possibly, and Hunter's dad maybe, but you don't really see much of them. You don't see much of Kevin's mom either, to us, apart from like two scenes, I think, when he wanted to borrow his mom's car just to save Hunter, just not save him, but help him escape. Silly thing with that is that when he tried to escape with Hunter, his face was already shown. He didn't hide behind anybody as he should have done, and they also took an extra person as well. The ending, to me, this movie, it was too many cringy bits. I mean, it's a comedy. I know they should use, I can't say they're having them at the end, but it just felt like there was too, I don't know, a bit too less funny involved and a bit serious. I don't like that. And obviously they killed at the end, but no. what there was a big problem with this issue with this movie, especially towards the end bit where they came second. In a movie like this, usually when that sort of situation happens, they usually would come up on top, like first place. Hunter's dad was just saying, "Oh look, it looks like you came, with bronze medal," but Kevin had to correct him and say, "Oh, it's silver medal because we came second." Which is kind of confused because everybody loved them, and they loved them more than the previous band that played. It's just weird. It just felt like a pointless movie overall where they did all that just to come runners up. And no, don't get me wrong, they won a silver medal. That's great, but I would prefer coming first in situations like that. I mean, it's probably different than a sports match. With a sports match, you win trophies and stuff like that. So I guess I'm thinking along those lines. But no. It just felt like the overall plot, they worked so hard just to come runners up. I felt like they needed that. As a movie like that end would have made sense if they came first. But Hunter did say to his dad, at least he's not arrested. Fair point. And another scene where Kevin was in like a hot tub with someone called Kendall. And then he sort of imagines these like 4 band members in front of him. I forgot. Actually, I didn't forget because I don't think they mentioned the band that they were from. I don't think Kevin ever mentioned it. And then he sort of imagined they sort of tell him different things about, he's in a good relationship with them. They said, "Oh, you can do whatever you want if you can get wherever you want if you do this professionally." Yeah, I already knew some of the heavy metal bands that they've also mentioned as well. It's like they were to all of them, to be fair. And I don't know if a lot of you know me, but if a lot of you do watch my first channel, which is Controversy and Gaming, you'll see I have a playlist called Music. Right, I titled it My Music on one of my other channels, but yeah, it's not really My Music, it's also had to title it Music. And I'm a punk rock band myself. I'm into like punk rock, Blink-182, Sum 41, Angels and Airwaves, Yellow Card, Simple Plan. Oh man, yeah, I kind of forgot it now. 2 songs of Vampire Weekend which I like. I think I mentioned Blink-182. Did I mention them? I think so. I can't remember, but you could take a look at that playlist. It's my sort of bands because the lyrics I connect with and I agree with within the lyrics. But the music they were playing this type of movie, it just didn't feel like it was heavy metal, which is quite bizarre and unusual. And one line in that movie which I actually kind of agreed with, which is Kevin said, "Well, how are we gonna make music where it sounds like someone's getting tortured?" That's exactly right. I'm not being rude. How on earth can anyone say it's good music if it's just someone screaming and shouting? I'm sorry, that is true. If that's how it sounds, how is that good to listen to? You wouldn't like it if someone started screaming outside. So why on earth would you like your music that involves someone that sounds like they're getting possessed by Satan? And not really because obviously in the movie that Satan is mentioned because it's part of like heavy metal, kinda anyway. And their band is called Skull Effers, but then they had to change it because it's too inappropriate, so they called themselves Skull Flower. Bizarre. The teacher should just let them. This teacher should just let them off and let them keep the name. I think it sounds better. Yeah, and Hunter got some sort of like whatever he got, some tiny thing from the door. I don't know what it was like. He swore there. It looked like some sort of gem or whatever it was. I don't know what it is. But yeah, like I said, heavy metal is just not my thing. I've listened to it. It really is no feeling. And then they just have words where it's all calm and quiet, where it's all very peaceful. But then they go scream. Mike, it's probably the most easiest thing to do in a band is to scream. Like, just have a microphone scream. It does not hurt their throat. They don't train their throat. I mean, they must train their throats to scream, obviously. Not train their throats like that. In case any of you get the wrong idea. But it just feels like screaming and shouting. It just irritates my brain. I know people like different music, but we were all different. I want to ask people, if there's any heavy metal fans out there, what exactly excites you about listening to this? Like, literally. Whilst you think about that, I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Okay. Yeah, don't judge. I'm drinking tea in this weather, I know, but I love my tea. You can't. There's no season where you could just have hot beverages. You got to have as much as you can, especially in this weather. I mean, I'm feeling first. I'm drinking this is helping. So yeah. Look. So listen, I get, like, maybe it excites you hear the scream, maybe it's like an adrenaline thing, instrumentals as well, but I just don't, I'm not a fan of it. The only one band I've listened to that is a heavy metal type band is Bring the Horizon, Follow You. That's probably my favourite song because it's more beautiful to listen to. It's probably the new song from them where it actually has a good calming feeling to it, and it actually is true. That song, if you go to my music playlist and you see the stuff that I listen to, you will know it suits me perfectly. And it's just beautiful. None of this like screaming type stuff. So, and this comedy exactly sums up perfectly. It's just not my thing. 100%. I mean, this comedy needed more to it, and then it would have been funnier. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to like it. I just didn't. I mean, I don't know. It just felt they all fell asleep and they were high. That's what it felt like to me. That I don't know. I don't know what you don't might be thinking. You don't might think something different. I just seem to think it's just poor. I should have watched Sydney White, but I thought might as well give this a go. And I'm glad I watched it because at least I can remove it from my list because that was horrible. Excuse me. I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's an overall the worst movie I've seen. I say I think it's above a 1. Because the characters I like, I thought the characters were good for it, but it's just the ending and there wasn't enough in it for me. Like, they just didn't do it acting wise for me. They just didn't. The dialogue wasn't as how it should have been, to be honest. But yeah. But let me get to the rating anyway. I don't want to make this further too long because there's not really much in this movie. You give it a watch and then you can watch my video. But yeah, I don't regret watching that because, like I said, I should give all these type of movies a go. Whatever I choose, even shows as well. I should give them a go. Because if I don't like it, I can remove it and talk about it regardless. So it warns people not to watch it, or it might actually give them a movie to like. So yeah. Anyways, onto the ratings. It's not. I don't think it's average. I don't think it deserves to be average. I think it's below that. I'm gonna give this a 3. Simply because I thought the characters were perfect for the movie, and they had bits and pieces where they could have done better, which they made it sound like it's funny when it actually wasn't. You know, it's kind of that scenes where it makes you chuckle or smile a bit, but I didn't have any feelings towards it. So yeah, look, I think 3 is a fair rating, to be honest. You might give it something different. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If it 3 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification below. I'll see you in my next video.